What's going on? It's Sean, aka No Sick Days, and we're working on the Mark III today. My bearing went out, gotta get it changed. Look at her. It's funny. I almost told her this is the I want to say this is the 5th Mark III, and I was like this close to cutting ties, which is crazy. I'll never do it again. This is a keeper. But here it is. Unfortunately, I'm like halfway through it already before I decided to record. But the bearing, rear wheel bearing, is shot. As you can see, you see that? No good. So I'm gonna replace it. If you've watched videos on replacing this thing, usually they would get a race puller and pull the old race off of the hub. This is the old one, and you know, usually I'll do that too if it's convenient enough, but these hubs are extremely cheap. Well, actually, this new hub here, it's like 20 bucks. I mean, it looks better, it's new, whatever. From the beginning, the first thing you're gonna do is take this cap off. You know, hopefully you got some grease in there. If not, well, that's probably why you're here in the first place. Take this cotter pin out, right? As you can see, take that cotter pin out, and then loosen this bolt. It's a 24. That'll get your rotor, your drum off. Then you can go ahead and get started. I did not show you guys the race on the road on the drum. It's straightforward. You'll notice them. You can take a hammer and a pry bar, probably one with a ballpoint end, so you can hammer it, and then go ahead and knock those two races out, and then vice versa, knock them in. Yeah. And then other than that, you could either air hammer or use a puller to get that race off of the hub, or you could do like I did and just get a whole hub. $20. And I say sell 20 bucks, pull the race off. I'm gonna keep that hub though, and when I have time, you know, I'll just pull the race off and keep it for the future. That way, if the other side goes out or something, or I need one in the future, it's already ready to go. So it's nothing worse than one of these style bearings going out on you. It's not just the noise. This whole wheel will wiggle back and forth. It's undrivable. You hear it scraping and metal grinding, and it's just terrible. So you can see how bad that was. So not fun if you got a bearing like this that goes bad. So do it as preventative maintenance. So here's the hub that I'm putting in. See, no race on it, and I've already replaced the race, both race on the I guess it's the rotor, it's drum brakes, I don't know. But yeah, bearings, these are the two bearings, inner and outer. They're like extremely cheap. I think one was 10 bucks, one was maybe 16 bucks. They have some cheaper brand, but I've never used it before. National, I know they're a good brand. I trust their bearings, so that's what I'm gonna use. Yeah, so I'm gonna get this all together. It's literally just 4 bolts. This hub sits behind here, behind the it just sits right in here, and then you bolt that right here, and that is really it. There's this dust shield or grease shield, whatever it's protecting, sits right in here. Just before you can get to these bolts back here, you would have to pull this off. That's about it. So very, very easy. Anybody can knock this out. So you can see I got my bolts in, hubs in. Just gonna tighten these bolts. These bolts are 15 millimeters. Yep. And I'm gonna clean this up a bit with some brake clean, and then I'm gonna set my bearings on. Now these bearings must be greased. Do not, for any reason, put this on your car and not grease it, and you'll just be right back in a few months replacing these again, and you don't want to go there twice. So I got some grease. You should just get bearing grease, or I'm using just what I have here. I just don't want to go anywhere, run to the store. I just happen to have this grease with me, so that's what I'm using. But grease them up real good and then install it so that you don't run into any problems. So there it is, nice and greased up. That is bearing grease, by the way. The best way to do this is with a bearing packer. I have one, just not here with me, and I'm not gonna spend the time going to get it. But I'll put a picture of one so you know what it looks like. And that's that. It's all better now. Easy, super easy. It took me probably like 30 minutes. So even if you haven't done it, it won't take you long. It'll be very quick. And if you know anybody out there thinking of getting rid of their Mark III, go ahead and talk them out of it. Tell them I mean, it's hard to daily them sometimes, but hey, you get yourself something else to daily. But keep the Mark IIIs. Yeah, that's it. Like and subscribe.